Boys and girls, we are embarking on a new series today called Ratio and Proportion. And so I need full concentration because this is the second hardest topic in the maths syllabus, in the maths 11 plus. So let's make a start and we'll take it step by step. So we've got a whiteboard here. And the first thing we're going to do is discuss what is ratio. So let's zoom in a bit. So ratio compares part with part. So you've got a diagram here, and you've got 3 grey squares to 1 white square. So the way we would write that is, so if you're comparing grey, see grey to white, how many greys are there? 3, and how many whites are there? 1. And notice there's in between them is a colon. A symbol for ratio is a colon. So that's a symbol. So it's a symbol for ratio. So for every 3 grey squares, we have 1 white. That's how we do it. Now, the order is very important in ratio. So you can't say 1 to 3. That's wrong. Okay. Because you mentioned grey first. Okay, so you've got to say the grey first. So the order is very important in ratio. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, something called equivalent ratios. So let's say the grey to white is let's say it's 3 to so let's put different colour. Let's say it's 3 to 5. Let's say for every 3 grey squares we have 5 white squares. What we do, if let's say we want to change this to 12 grey squares, just like we did in equivalent fractions, we use the copycat. To get to here, you times by 4. So to get to here, we do a copycat and you times by 4. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. If you times by 10 on this side, you have to times by 10 on this side. Times by 20 on this side, times by 20 on this side. So how many 5 times 4 is 20. So you'll have 20 white if you have 12 greys. Now, let's say we change it the other way around. Instead of we want to find out how many grey squares we have. If we change the white to say, let's say 20. Okay, how many grey squares will we have? So again, we draw an arrow here, copycat arrow to get to here, times by 4. On the other side is copycat times by 4. So it's be 12. Okay. Now the most important thing to remember is like this. So it's not the copycat, but if it's getting bigger, you use times. If it's getting smaller, you use divide. So don't use add or minus. Just like equivalent fractions, we did times and divide, and times is for equivalent, and getting smaller, we use simplify, which we'll cover now. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do ratio simplified. So it's this box here. So how do we simplify ratios? So again, let's say we've got grey and white, and we have 20 to 30. Now simplifying, remember, you have to work out, just like I did simplifying fractions, whose times table is 20 and 30. They're both in the 10 times table. They're also in the 5s, but always choose the bigger number. So divide both sides by 10. Okay, which equals 2 to 3. So that's how you simplify that. Look at this example here, 12 and 16. Whose times table they're both in? They're both in the 4 times table. So you divide them both by 4. So that simplifies to 3 over 4. So just remember this. So you've got a copycat here. And if it's getting bigger, you times it. If it's getting smaller, you divide it. Divide. Okay. And that's our intro to ratios. And we'll see you in the next video.